Alright, figured another, back to the old, away from everybody. Of course, now it's getting darker. Yeah, the sun's going down. This is out on the edge. I don't know how you get to the beach over there, but I think you have to live out there to get to the beach. I imagine there's another way. Anyway. Alright, it's hard to say where, obviously, where reality is going. I did get some, downloads. I did have a synchronicity just now, or an hour ago. I don't know. Yeah, when you feel like you've been left out in the rain, and just your energy gets stronger here, but that's about it. You're getting your spiritual journey, you're getting your, just handle the pressure basically. Other than that, you're not getting much out of this reality really. You're just kind of here. There's not much living here, you're just here, and it gets really old. And you see how the spiritual gurus are manipulating people, and the shut off NPCs, the spiritual NPCs are having a blast. Like, you know what? It's getting old, man. Yeah, this reality, it doesn't really have a whole lot to offer, but obviously it has something. We're here for some reason. So might as well make the best of it. As much as you don't really care about it. Not really. Not when you see everything that's happening here. You just get tired of it. But either way, the download was. Seems like I'm getting different versions. Of course, we get. Anyway, but it's probably nothing new, but share it anyway. About like in the Earth, before the Earth was in the beginning, which I don't normally see it like this. Yeah, I get blocked all the time. But the Earth didn't look like how it is right now. It's like a gas plant, or however you want to look at it, whatever. It was just very different, but it was like a vacation planet, a resort, and you see nature here. It's very pleasant, right? For the most part. There are nice places, let's put it that way. Even if it is at a low frequency now, it's still, there are some places that are very energetic. So you're at this vacation planet, and then the beings even that incarnate here, they are nature's creatures, right? They're part of nature. They can also be humanoid and still part of nature, kind of like a vegan type being, like you're part tree, part human, something like that. Part whatever. Where you have like leaves for hair, whatever. Garthian energies, but you can say Agartha has a lot to do with it too, the angelic energies of that. But either way, they have this private resort, this luxury, perfect, for the most part. Well, either way, it's pleasant. And over time, garbage finds its way here, as you can see, in society. The trash moves in and creates cults, things like that, creates Atlantis, and so on. Well, there's a good and a bad to it, but, still an infrastructure there. And then they just make themselves at home, and you can't get rid of them. I always looked at it from an Animal House point of view, but not really seeing it before that. It's never with it before. Has never been too clear. I'm trying to tap into it. I get kicked out of it. It's not that important anyway. Who cares? But yeah, it's like so now the private resort. You guys know it? Yeah, I saw it like Animal House, but anyway, that's after the fact. But yeah, this private resort or whatever you want to call it. And all the garbage beings are incarnating here, doing their thing. And I felt also the archons came in later too. well, they built a lot of this physicality and for some, yeah. And so it kind of was like boxing in Mother Earth. Of course, like I say, everybody has their own version of everything. So, and you can see that in the spiritual communities. Of course, they're going to hit that as hard as they can because people are finally letting go of the programming, but then they get put in the spiritual program and they're right back into religious thinking. Looking for a savior, wears the white hats. It's like, you know, might not have Jesus, but you have someone else in there to save you. Jesus, this never freaking ends, does it? It just shows how complicated everything is. Yeah, with that said, yeah, it's hard to really see where this timeline's going. Of course, yeah, Trump does look kind of like the, at least for, yeah, it's like the Old West. It's like the sheriff in town. Of course, there's also all these other secret societies. Yeah, I mentioned the secret society stuff. Yeah, ones that have no names, yeah, at all. I just saw a thing on my feed actually about that, which I wasn't looking for. Yeah, it's just, you know, somehow there's some kind of network where some are allowed to stay alive and others can go. It's a bizarre elite. I mean, think about it. You know, we see the little movie script, you know, and not that I'm trying to tap in. I mean, certain things we're allowed to see. Of course, we're here in the physical reality. There's only so much we can see. Obviously, in the astral, we can see a bit more. But it just seems like there's like a loose network, yeah, of secret societies that we don't know have. Probably best you don't know who they are. I know people for secret information. It's like, yeah, some things are probably better off not knowing. It's gotta be. I mean, the astral realm is only so powerful here. It still comes to some kind of, you know, like logistics or. Not necessarily round table groups. I haven't listened to the video again. I forgot who was talking about it. I think it was NATO was mentioned. Yeah, or Atlantis has a bit of that New World Order. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I heard about. Yeah, and the Nazis obviously were trying to do their version of it. So yeah, it's all secret society. You know. With no names. I'd rather just say that. So it's just, I mean, you have Skull and Bones, but I figure you can think about it. Like, you have family, yeah, it's so deep because you have family that goes into like members of the Pentagon, you know, government officials. You have these like army generals. I mean, the aliens don't really want me to talk about that type of stuff. Sometimes they talk about, I don't know, they're not interfering with it, but, well, you know, just, I guess I'm not talking about the elites, so I guess that's why. So, if I was talking about the elite families going deep, so that'd be different. I think they're okay with this stuff, though. But, yeah, there has to be some kind of network where they're all kind of talking to each other slightly, having some kind of, like, they have some kind of rule or network. It has to. Like, they or representatives of it. Yeah, like I say, Pentagons and such, you know. And there's obviously alien beings here too, as humans or even hybrids that are half alien, developed somewhere in a clone lab or something like that. Yeah, we're going to SSP territory, right? Well, like just humans with more alien DNA, which a lot of us have that already, but some are actually designed with it and everything. Be some kind of a Frankenstein creature for whatever reason. And that's why I have some of the reptilians, the other eyes switch and all. I think some of those are lab created, is what I'm gathering. That's why we can see them. They're kind of awful. I don't know how long they live and all that. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, in the astral realms, you know, sometimes I throw the spirit realm under the bus quite a bit for a good reason. it's not, it's similar to like the spiritual community, it's like, we're saying we're positive, we're this, but when we go to Earth, we're pieces of shit. So, it's like, okay, so you guys really aren't that magical, right? It's like you say you're one thing, and yeah, when things are going good, yeah, but when you get tested, you're just pieces of shit. And that's why you incarnate through all this to improve. But yeah, it's just kind of really, spirit realms are a true turn off. I mean, obviously you have to connect to it, but it's like it really makes you, I mean, we're like little puppets here anyway, right, of our higher dimensional self. But it is true. It's like, obviously they're not perfect. Spirit guides have issues. But it's like, when you see the human race and all that, it's like, yeah, their junk version is here. Not everybody, but there's quite a bit of that here. Yeah, you have like this strong astral connection with these beings in the higher realms when like the air conditioner is going well, light varying frequencies, no huge pressure. But as soon as the pressure hits when they come here, just human garbage basically. Depending, And it's just, yeah, this whole thing is just a bunch of muck. I just told you how the devil within a lot of people that are here, when the devil comes out of them, they can't put it back in the cage. They just become part of it and just stay a piece of shit or become an NPC. And it's funny, the NPC stuff. They say like, oh, we're not a child race and all that. It's okay, whatever. And they look at sports and all, how they dress up like little kids, like adult kids, like whatever you guys say, man. It's a child race, basically. Not everybody, but there's a good portion of it. That, I just get tired, And of course, when you're doing the spiritual work and, society's going one way, just, agreeing to all the manipulations, even in the spiritual community, man, you're agreeing to all this MK, all the, super soldier manipulations, just letting it, whatever they got, something you got to go through. But it's like I said, it's like mainstream religion. They're just letting it chew right into them. And some of these individuals are becoming, they want to be worshipped and all that, remembered for something. Yeah, you're being remembered for something. Maybe not for what you hope you're going to be remembered for, but okay, whatever. Who cares? Yeah, if you're really going through a tough time, energetically or physically, yeah, you're not getting pulled into the systems. That's where the real growth is, and that's where all the pain is. And all these little spiritual gurus are not having that. Just, they're just like vanilla plastic life, the IKEA of spirituality. It's just, junk. So, yeah, and of course, some of us are like monks here, but you also kind of warrior monks, you can say. Well, you try to mingle with society, and society is just barbaric. Not everybody, but a good portion is barbaric, so it gets old. Yeah, and you can tell the astral realms all day long, they don't give a fuck. It's like, oh, what are we gonna do with this place? A bunch of shitheads here. Well, okay, well, where's the, what do you call it, the cavalry? And I'm gonna send you a spaceship here. Yeah, you just have to put up with it. It's not, and this is hell, so if you look, hopefully it helps a little bit. It's a version of hell, purgatory, and you see it as hell. It's like, this is what it's all about. It's like you don't want to take yourself to a lower part of hell, like going to a deeper version of hell. It's better just to endure, And of course, you hear about angels and all that incarnating into the lower dimensions like this one and assisting, and this is pretty much what this is. Of course, you see all the trickster energy here too, and like I said, they're having a good time. They're probably part of the manipulation. So, tells you how deep it all goes. Yeah, those are going through a lot of victim energies. Yeah, it gets. Yeah, there was some that like to beat themselves up or whatever it is. Be the victim forever. Yeah. Yeah, I almost think it's tiresome. Yeah, this is a better, actually, because I came here later than I normally do. So, and it's a better spot, because this is away from the civilizations that way. This is more of the housing, condo stuff's out this way, so I don't know how you get to the beach that way. I haven't really tried. I think you have to be part of this house to get to it. I don't know if they have I imagine they have another entrance somewhere. I guess they have a housing situation over here, so I don't know how that. Who knows? So, astral realms. I mean, obviously they hear all of this, of course, and obviously know their human self have to go through it. Yeah, it's very confusing. It's just a pain in the ass. Yeah, because like on the astral level, we see some that are there's a connection there, but their human self here sucks. It's like you think, okay, there's a crappy human version here. Is that going to become a better version one day? I'm not going to be waiting around for it, but is that person going to stop being a piece of shit? I mean, obviously, with some of these secret space program people, that are kind of gods of it, that's not going to change. They're just going to build the karma up and throw stuff at the kids. They're just going to just fuck it. Why would you want to get rid of that? You're kind of like a god to these people, right? Why would you want to get rid of that? Yeah, it's like, putting false information out there and some of it might be true, but clearing out all that chaotic energy is really, it's simplifying your reality. Really is how you connect. And pulling away from all of this. Of course, you have to go through it growing up. But it comes to a point where, you can live out in the nature area away from all the clutter. So, hopefully. So, Hamas and all that. I think, but Hamas is still around though. So we're not out of the clear just yet. There's a peace situation, and that's good, but there's still obviously, and of course the U.S. is a mess. It's just, it's Paradise Island there. Yeah, it looks like it's a dystopia, basically. It's a dystopian, especially like in New York. New York's the NPC zone. With NPCs running around having a blast, watching the world burn. It's like Rome, basically. Just entertaining themselves. It's so great. Oh, jeez. Fun place, huh? Yeah, you see potential in certain individuals, but they want to be an NPC and be a big kid, basically. So, whatever. Yeah, just programming. Like I say, their astral self, their human selves here suck. But, that's part of the growth, whatever. But in some cases, whatever. Well, because we have contracts with certain individuals, and you come here, and they just throw it in your face, basically. It's just like, seriously? And astral realms, what are they doing? So, and you're here, it almost feels like you're kind of alone in a lot of ways, because you're getting kicked to the curb half the time. Unless you want to be a manipulator and be part of this SSP stuff, or whatever it is, New Age stuff, and just tell everyone you're having a good life, and it's just superficial, vanilla, and same old message over and over and over. And these guys aren't going anywhere. But some of them are double beings and so on. It's all messed up. Well, it is hell, so people aren't ready to take that. They're not accepting that part. You see it as more of a hell realm, and but you're here to evolve above that, which is good. But it does explain a lot why things are the way they are. All right, so I'm gonna go.